My name is Douglas Chapman. I'm a retired sergeant with Shiawassee County Sheriff's Office. V.O.I.C.E, that is Drug Education for Youth. Back in 2016, I became involved in the Shiawassee County Drug Court. That program is overseen by Judge Matthew Stewart, who is our circuit court judge here in Shiawassee County. I got involved in drug court because I had a feeling that my stepdaughter had the drug addiction. It began slowly. I believe it started with the use of Vicodin for pain, or perhaps other drugs to help with weight loss, stuff of that nature. But it continued to go downhill. At no point did I ever see any evidence that she was using these drugs, but I was suspect of it. She had a boyfriend who had gotten into a lot of trouble, and I was able to find out that because of his trouble was that of a heroin addiction. So when I became involved in drug court, I wanted to know from the participants, the people that are in recovery, what do I look for? There was one participant that we had that reminded me of my stepdaughter. She looked a lot like her. She was about the same age, or close to, and she started giving me a lot of information on what to look for. At one point, I told her that my best friend's daughter was suspected of a heroin overdose because I was embarrassed to say that it was my stepdaughter. So as time went on, I noticed her addiction getting greater. We did find evidence that she was using in her bedroom. We found evidence in a garbage bag, and I found all the components that go with heroin use. So after learning that, I continued working harder, trying to figure out what we could do as parents. And we tried everything. We didn't have places like we have available now to help with the addiction. We would send her to the hospital because she was a threat to herself. She wouldn't be in the hospital long enough to complete the paperwork, and she was back out. She would simply tell the nurses and doctors what they wanted to hear: I don't have a problem. I believe she never thought she had a problem whatsoever. October 30th of 2016, we lost my stepdaughter to, in fact, a heroin overdose. She died with a needle in her arm. After going through that tragedy, I made it my calling that I would do everything I could to get the awareness out to the public and try to do something to help families and children from what I have learned. I also made it my duty to teach law enforcement officers that these people are not just heroin addicts. They are good people. They make one bad choice. Number one is the choice of use. Number two is the addiction. This stuff is so powerful, it takes over your mind, soul, your entire life immediately with just one dose. So that's when I decided, along with all my friends that are involved in the drug court and the prosecutor and every professional person that I know, to go into the schools to help educate kids and their parents. So we started the V.O.I.C.E program. We were very successful. We would talk for an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half, and it was very receptive. The kids really paid attention, and I believe that it was really working. Well, then COVID hit us and we were unable to get into the schools, and it kind of went on the wayside. However, I then decided to contact Families Against Narcotics, have them come to our county, at which point we have now a Shiawassee fan chapter here. I am the president of FAN, and we have a full team of individuals to help parents, help those with the addiction problem, to be there to help them in any way we can. What I want to get out there is teach your kids. If they are out going to a party and you think it's no big deal, do not ingest something you have not seen. Do not leave your drink if you were to have a drink. And please do not smoke marijuana or a vape if you don't know where it came from. People are using these items to addict our children. They are placing fentanyl into these different things, such as marijuana. They're partying with our kids, girls and boys, and they are getting our children addicted, and that's where human trafficking begins. First time is a choice. Second time is addiction, and it doesn't go away. Does she look like a heroin addict?